Hi Scorpio, welcome back to my channel, Karma Fox. I am doing your weekly reading. Hope everybody's well. I'm going to take a quick second to remind you that this is a general reading, so it may not resonate with every Scorpio out there. Guys, take what resonates for you and leave the rest for someone else. Keep in mind the energies can also reverse. So if it is resonating, Scorpio, get in where you fit in, but don't force yourself into a reading that's not for you. Spirit, can I have the energy of the sign of Scorpio? Scorpio. All right, Scorpio, you are starting out with the Star card. You have the Two of Cups reversed and the Knight of Wands. All right, so Scorpio, I'm getting this energy of healing from you. There's been an ending here. I do feel that you are trying to ground yourself, basically even out your emotions. There's a lot of healing going on, but I do feel like you're pretty hopeful. With the Knight of Wands, that's communication. So let's see who's in your energy. Show me. You could have ended something that was on and off too, and finally decided, you know, enough's enough. So the person in your energy, we have the Eight of Wands. We have the Emperor in the reverse. You might be dealing with an Aries. We have the Knave of Cups in the reverse. Okay, so the person that's in your energy here, they could live at a distance for some of you, but this is somebody who wants to communicate with the idea of creating some sort of a quick change. They're feeling a little bit out of control in their life, or they feel that this situation has spun out of control. This is somebody who can be a little bit overbearing at times, though. And I feel like, you know, it's kind of coming out whenever they feel like things are out of control. With the Knave of Cups here in the reverse, they have feelings for you, but they're holding back. So when they do communicate, I feel like it's going to be like rapid in order to get a response from you, but I don't feel like it's going to be full of emotion. I feel like they really want you to respond to them. It's almost like I'd hate to say baiting you, but that's kind of what it feels like. Like they're going to say something to get you to respond. Let me see the energy between Scorpio and this person. Oh, it's too many. Show me the energy between Scorpio and this person. All right, we have the Knave of Pentacles. So that is communication. Yeah. It could also be something to do with an offer. So we will clarify that. There could be a child involved in the mix for some of you. Let me see what's affecting this connection. Show me what's affecting this connection. Seven of Wands. Yeah, there's conflict here for sure. That's what ended the connection, but I feel like you're going to stand your ground with whatever decision you made here. And that's why they're feeling out of control. They're trying to control you. They're trying to get you to do something here. Let me see the outcome. Show me the outcome for Scorpio. Show me the outcome for Scorpio. Queen of Cups in the reverse. Yeah, you're guarding your heart here. I feel like you'll communicate with this person. There are feelings and emotions, but, you know, they're not showing anything emotional. You're holding back emotionally as well. Now, you might be dealing with another water sign. You could be dealing with another Scorpio, a Cancer, or a Pisces. Now, bottom of the deck, we have the King of Pentacles. That is earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. But this is the energy of stability, commitment, working very hard, trying to create, you know, stability in your life. All right. It can also be the energy of like a married or a committed partner as well. So let me see. Let's clarify. Spirit, why is the Star card here? All right, we have the Five of Swords reversed and the Ten of Coins reversed. So I see this ending again. This looks like the ending of a long-term connection. I also see that you don't want to fight with this person. I feel like they're being a little bit aggressive. They're trying to control the situation. And I do feel like you're avoiding conflict if at all possible. You're kind of trying to work on yourself over here. This ending could have affected your money as well. Let me see why the Two of Cups is in reverse. Yeah, I don't feel like you want to fight with this person, but I feel like they're going to make it almost impossible for you not to. Thank you, Spirit. All right, we have Justice. We have the Page of Cups. We have the Knight of Pentacles reversed, and we have the Hermit in reverse. So for some of you, this ending has legal implications. There's possibly a divorce, or there's something legal involved with this. Like I said, it could be with regard to a child, or it could be that there's somebody new in your life. Regardless, I feel like you are trying to reach balance in your life. I feel like you are, you know, wanting to you're wanting to achieve healing and balance for yourself. You're trying to avoid conflict. I don't think this person's going to let you do that. You're trying to move forward, but I feel like, again, this person's making it hard for you to do that. So there's a sense of being stuck here. Some of you could be moving forward towards something that you love, or towards a new person. I feel like you don't really want to communicate with this person, but you're going to be forced to do so, either for legal purposes or in order to try to stand your ground. This person is literally making it impossible for you to ignore them, impossible for you not to communicate in some manner. I do feel like you don't want to, though. You're kind of withdrawn. Your energy tells me you're very withdrawn from this person. Let me see the Knight of Wands. Show me the Knight of Wands for Scorpio. All right, we have the Three of Wands, and we have the Eight of Cups. Wow. So you're having to wait to walk away. There's something here that's stuck. So you want to basically be done with this. You're avoiding conflict. You're trying to focus on yourself. There could be legal stuff. You're basically going to say, I'm just waiting to walk away. I'm just waiting to go. I'm waiting to go towards something that will be fulfilling for me. I'm not happy here. So let me see their energy, because I feel like this person is going to make it very difficult. Let me see why the Eight of Wands is here for the person in Scorpio's energy. Queen of Wands reversed, Ten of Wands reversed. So they're basically saying, yeah, I think you have somebody else in your life. I feel like this person wants to resolve the problems between the two of you, but they're not taking the action that's necessary. They might be speaking the words, but they're not taking the action. Yeah, they're defaulting when it comes to action. Show me why the Emperor is here. Very strong Aries energy, but you could also be dealing with a Sagittarius or a Leo. Four of Cups, Five of Cups. They're hard to get along with. When this person feels like you're ignoring them, they create conflict. It's their way of trying to control the situation. This person can be extremely controlling when they feel like the situation, like you're ignoring them, or the situation is out of control from their perspective. So what they do is they create conflict in order to bait you, to try to get you to do what it is that they want. They are also feeling like they're feeling disrespected here. They could be being disrespectful towards you. There's definitely a lot of conflict, a lot of controlling behavior. a lack of follow through with resolution of problems. Let me see why the Knave of Cups is here in reverse. This person may feel that you put somebody over them for some of you. There's that King of Pentacles again. That's in your underlying energy. All right, so we have the King of Pentacles. We have the Page of Pentacles reversed. Yeah, I do feel like a lot of you may be married or in a long-term relationship with this person. Earth sign energy again, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. But I also feel like this person, they can be very mature. They can be, you know, somebody who basically is a good provider, but their communication is very poor. I do feel like with the Page of Pentacles in the reverse, there's something to do with this person either being very immature or not really knowing how to express feelings and emotions, not communicating very effectively. They may act very childish even though they are someone that is in an adult position, you know? And that can be a very poor combination. If you have somebody who is an adult, they're making adult decisions, you know, have adult responsibilities, and they behave like, you know, in a childish manner, that can lead to disaster. But I do feel like this person, they work very hard. I can definitely see that. If you have children with this person, the children may not have, they may not be very close to this person too. Let me see the Knave of Pentacles. This is what's between the two of you. Okay, so we have the King of Cups. And we have the Three of Swords. So you stepping into your power is painful for this person. They feel like you're eclipsing them in some manner. So they're heartbroken. There's a sense of them feeling heartbroken. They also are basically saying, you know, they believe that you might have chosen someone over them and they're upset. They're heartbroken over that. They could be accusing you of third-party energy. I am also seeing that there is going to be communication designed to create change. However, it's coming from a place of pain. It's coming from a place of hurt. So yes, they do want to resolve the problems, but they're not taking the action to do so. And it's because they're heartbroken. They're basically saying, you know, that there could be third-party energy. You hurt them. So now they're in this very antagonistic energy, basically. In your energy, I do feel that you're trying to avoid conflict with this person. I feel like you do have feelings and emotions, but some of you have found somebody new, and that's why this person is so upset. I do feel like some of you have accepted another offer of love. You've decided to go elsewhere and to end this connection. Others of you do have feelings for this person still, but you're feeling like they're never going to change, basically. Let me see the Seven of Wands. Yeah, a lot of you felt very stuck in this relationship, and you kept trying to balance it out. And after a long period of time, the answers seem to be legal action. All right, we have the Seven of Pentacles. We have the Strength card. So you're going to stand your ground here. I feel like you're being very patient. You're communicating clearly, effectively. You're saying, look, I felt stuck for a long time. I've found someone new. There's, I'm moving in a new direction. You're going to stand your ground with this person. And the more you stand your ground, the more you step into your power, Scorpio, the more this person feels like everything is out of control. And it's literally you stepping into your power makes them feel diminished in some manner. They feel disrespected by that. So they're going to become even more controlling. So I do feel like they are trying, instead of trying to work on themselves and control themselves, they're going to try to control you. And they are a force to be reckoned with, quite honestly. I mean, this is a very strong-willed person. Let me see the outcome. Show me the outcome for Scorpio. Show me the outcome for Scorpio. All right, so we have the Temperance card, we have the Four of Wands, and we have the Devil in reverse. Leo energy is here, as well as Capricorn, and Sagittarian energy is here. So I do feel that you're kind of a little bit at a standstill. You're waiting to move forward towards what is going to make you happy. There's communication, likely on and off communication. There's you having to stand your ground. I feel like you're trying to avoid conflict with this person, trying to create balance your life out. I feel like you may be married to this person or in a long-term connection, and I don't feel like it's quite over yet. You haven't actually left because you're waiting to move forward here. So I feel like you're just trying to keep things balanced. You're not really expressing feelings and emotions right now. I do feel like this person that's in your energy, see, I don't see an ending is the thing. They're not really offering much. They don't have a whole lot to say, but when they do say something, it's like, I am the authority. This is what I expect to be done. They want to keep this relationship together, but they're approaching it in a very almost authoritative way, almost like a father versus a husband, or a mother versus a wife. You know, it's almost like they feel in some sense that they have to tell you what to do. They have to control the situation. And so I do feel like this is somebody who does need to work on themselves. I feel like they are trying to. I do. I feel like they're trying to. I feel like they are committed to the connection here. They're not wanting to let you move forward. I will tell you that. But I feel like they're a little bit emotionally blocked. So, yeah. And for some reason, you're unable to quite move forward just yet. But I feel like you're going to. Yeah, look at that. Bottom of the deck is the Nine of Pentacles. That's underlying energy. That's you gaining your independence from this King of Pentacles, from somebody you're in some sort of commitment with. Moving from commitment into a single energy, into the energy of being strong, independent, and single on your own, being able to support yourself, your money being good. Yeah, I feel like you're having to kind of slow your roll for now. So, and this person's not going to make it easy. I can guarantee you that. All right, let me pull an oracle card, Scorpio. All right, you have number 29. It says breaking into bloom. It says sometimes you will break before you bloom. It's about time, liberation, and understanding. So let me read that for you. Give me a second. All right, so your affirmation says, my third eye is awakened and my heart is open. Temperance, the red rose has paid you a visit. She is your ally and comes with the gift of grace and patience. She knows what it's like to think the world is ending and then to have it begin again, to feel trapped, for the bud must break open before it can bloom. It can be painful and seem long, but you must learn this is a path to liberation. This card has an energy of awakening, self-liberation, and patience. The red rose has mastered these and wants to help you learn them as well. It can be a positive omen that there is something you will soon understand, something that has been troubling your mind and your heart, something that you have been trying to figure out, get past, or comprehend. Notice the hourglasses in the artwork. They are on both sides of her, reminding her that time itself is a necessary ingredient in the process of growth and awakening, just as water is. This card can also mean that the red rose has a message for you, that you are or have been in a struggle, but need to trust that it will end up leading you to more freedom and magic. The red rose is your friend and reassures you that sometimes you will break before you bloom. You are on the path of setting yourself free from something. This could be within you, your career, creativity, healing, or in your dreams. Notice how the red rose blossoms as an extension of your third eye, your ultimate spiritual center connecting you with the quantum realm. The spirit of the rose is within you. You have the power of understanding what you're meant to. You feel another rose blossoming from your heart, resulting from the awakening of your own self-love during this process. With third eye intuition and the power of your heart, you are sure to free yourself from this struggle. Those are the places that need to be opened at this time. As they say, energy goes where attention flows. Yeah, you're definitely struggling to free yourself from something here, and I don't feel like this person is going to make that easy for you. So I do hope that, this has given you some clarity and encouragement. If you have resonated with this reading, hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. Hype the video if you get the opportunity. And until I see you in your next reading, Scorpio, know that you're loved, and namaste.